And that's why we thought that we would come together and not only enjoy the festivities of the season, but also recognize some folks that over the years have actually made our organization grow. The DC Latino Caucus has been around for about 10 years now. But before I give you a little history, let me first do the protocol and thank my incredible mother who did an incredible job. Thank you so much. When you live a long life so that we can continue to enjoy your food, amongst other things. Also want to thank everybody who came out from different places. I know we got all kinds of people. Earlier we had former council member Frank Smith who showed up shortly. And everybody here is a special person, so we're all grateful for your presence here today. But what I was saying earlier is that the DC Latino Caucus has been around for about 10 years. When a small group of people got together, I call them visionary, they felt that there was a need in the city to elevate our Latino profile politically because the Washington, D.C., in our community, we're very well known for advocacy through the nonprofits. And we've got some national recognized nonprofits here, like Gala Theater, Carlos Rosario International Public Charter School, La Clínica del Pueblo. Those are all really role model for a national role model that people know that exist in our city, within our community. But where we were a little behind was more on the political side. So we are very happy to celebrate that this year we had over 8 Latinos that got elected during the primary. Yes, that's an incredible accomplishment. And I think we have some of them here in the house right now, starting with Mario Cristaldo, that got elected to the Democratic Party, and of course our ex-officios, Julia Lara and Hector Rodriguez, who also got elected. I think to the Democratic Party, I think that's about all the Latinos that are present today, but we actually had a record 9. Yeah, but no, I'm talking about first the members of the Democratic Party that got elected. And Lilian Perdomo, who's also in the House. Absolutely. That's right. So a record number of Latinos are actually on the committee right now. I think we have about 11 to 13 members, depending how you count, which is an incredible number. When I started about 8 years ago, we had 3 Latinos. Wow. Now we have 12 or 13, and so that's an incredible accomplishment. And I think a lot of it is attributed to the Latino Caucus because almost every one of those Latinos actually came through or are members of the Latino Caucus. So that's very good for us. And of course the other thing is we want to recognize our ANC elected officials who are here. I know Rosa I know we have a new commissioner right here. He actually just gave me his card, so I got him right here. John Green. Wonderful. Yeah, great to see him here. And any other commissioners in the House that we want to recognize? No, we don't have any more. Wonderful, great. Well, so now on to the Rosa. Yeah, I did. I recognize Rosa. We give her the mic in a minute so she can say a few words. But anyways, what I really want to do now, folks, is just take a few minutes. And over the years, it's been about 10 years since I've been on the Latino Caucus, not as the chair at all times, obviously, but working behind the scene many times, and sometimes more recent, obviously, up front. And so I don't think my job would have been possible without some of these incredible people that have actually inspired me in many ways to continue to do the work that motivates me, and that I think is so important in our city. And so I want to start, I won't take a whole lot of time, so I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to first recognize those people, and then, and I think I get to recognize 3 individuals, right, 3. And then I'm going to hand it over to Mario Cristaldo, who is also going to recognize 3 people whose work for us has been instrumental in helping us do our work. And so I want to start first with Philip Pannell. Philip Pannell needs very little introduction. I mean, this is actually one of our most prominent activists in the city.
Yes.
He is doing incredible work. He's the reason probably why I'm elected today to citywide as your representative.
He's an adopted Latino for life.
That's right. And so he actually put the resolution that allowed the DC Latino Caucus to actually send 2 members to the Democratic Party. Once we were able to do that, we were able to get people like Lilian Perdomo to the Democratic Party, myself, and some of the other people, and that's how we were able to elevate our profile. So I want to let you know how crucial you were to me being elected as the first Latino in a long time to be elected citywide. So I am very, very grateful to you. Thank you for all the work you've done. And so I'm going to give you the mic in a minute, but let me go ahead and say a few other things for 2 of these other folks that I have here. The other person I want to recognize is Hector Rodriguez. Hector has been so instrumental. Hector, it's a long time activist in the city. He's run for council member a number of times. He's done so much for our city. He continues to elevate our energy by being everywhere. I mean, sometimes I wonder, how old are you? Because you definitely have more energy than me twice.
I'm 72.
And I thought I had that energy. And so I am just so happy that you came into my life at such a critical time when you did, because you truly inspired me to continue the extra mile that I have.
Well, you've inspired me, Franklin, and I think what gives all of us that work for our community is the love for our people and the unity that we're looking for. That's what gives you the energy.
So thank you so much. And the other person, and there are tons of people that have done so much for our organization and for me, myself, but I know we can't recognize everybody, but the other person I want to recognize is Julia Lara. Julia is over here. Julia Lara is actually, she is, I don't know, she's almost a mentor to me, because every time I need something or I gotta talk to somebody, I call Julia. And she is just always available. She's just incredible. I actually ran into Julia through a national group that she was a board member of, the National Dominican American Roundtable. She was actually on that group, and I headed for the city a group called the Dominican Professionals in Washington. And what we did is we teamed up with that other organization, and we put together a scholarship for Dominican kids from all over the nation, and we had them come to DC and did all kinds of things, and they stayed at my house, when they had the summer program. And so that's how I met Julia a few years ago, and she came on board to the Latino Caucus and has just been an incredible light to our organization. So I want to thank you so much. So let me give you.
By the way, it's Dr. Julia Lara.
There you go. Thank you so much. We're going to hear something from the honorees here, and then I'm going to pass it on to Mario. Okay? Thank you, Philip.
Well, thank you, Franklin. I'm so glad I don't have to follow Hector. It's been an incredibly long journey, because I remember when I introduced the resolution on the Democratic State Committee. That was a time when the Democratic State Committee had no Latinos, no Asian Americans, the lowest number of LGBT members it had in years. All 8 of the award presidents were men. And there was absolutely nobody under the age of 30 on the committee, and that's when I introduced the diversity resolution, basically as a floor, and not as a ceiling. And I am so proud of the Latino Caucus, because it did not accept those 2 seats. Those 2 seats will always be there. So we will never again have the Democratic State Committee looking like a political AARP group of African Americans and Caucasians. So the thing about it, and I am so proud of the caucus that you've exceeded that, but that's just the beginning. Because I remember Frank Schaefer Caron, right?
Yes.
Everything, and not until your election this year, Franklin, and which is a real blessing, that we had like a Latino have a citywide seat, and so the best is yet to come. And so I'm a member of the Latino Caucus. I'm going to continue to be a member. Thank you for everything that you do for the city, because you make the Democratic Party a true Democratic Party. And let's spend this holiday really enjoying your successes. Let's wish Franklin the best. Let's get behind him. And may God bless you and Feliz Navidad.
I want to say something special here. This man, I've known Philip for so many years, and Philip's always spoken out for the Latinos when there are not many voices for us. So, and I'm going to say something that all of you would understand. Maybe I'll have to tell Philip, este no tiene pelito en la lengua. I know. You know what they're laughing about? You have no hair in your tongue. And what that means is that Philip does not hesitate to tell the king that he has no clothes, okay? Philip will speak out when everybody cringes. Philip steps out and he'll say it, what he has to say. He's never been afraid to say what is in his big heart. And that's why I love this guy, okay? And, you know, this lady is a real find for our community. She's a real treasure. She's one of the more modest people that I've ever met, and one of the people with the most tremendous achievements. She's an educator second to none. She's the highest level educator, I believe, in our community. And she doesn't even say that she has a doctor's degree, but it takes a hell of a lot to get a doctor's degree. It does. And, you know, yeah. And so, you know, she has helped the caucus. You know, when we write things, she said, oh, you know, did you think about this and that and that? She is the one that will tell you, okay? So I am so proud to be standing next to Philip and Julia, and they just make our community rise. And I thank all of you because you are the people that are going to make this city an incredible city, and we will not leave, as I would say, our future in the hands of strangers. And that's why we all need to continue to know each other across the city, so that we will not leave our future in the hands of strangers. And also, I want to say, I'm so proud of the people that got elected. There are people that are running now for the ANCs, you know, people like Hilda Rivas and some of the other people that got elected here. You know, they are... Rosa, I'm sorry. And then there are people like Rodriguez here. He's running a campaign for a candidate. Just finished running. Rodriguez, stand up. Not because his last name is Rodriguez, but this guy, he's a Latino, and he ran a campaign for somebody for the Attorney General's seat. Okay, so we got people behind the scenes. So thank you. Behind the scenes. So we got people now working on the infrastructure behind the scenes, running people for Attorney General, DC, a Latino. So we are moving on up. And ladies and gentlemen, I really am so proud of this man right here. You know, this man puts us up there. And you know what I love most about Franklin? Because Franklin doesn't work for the Latino community. Franklin works for every citizen in this city. He's out there in Anacostia. He's out there in Ward 3. He's in Adams Morgan. He's in Chinatown. Franklin is the real American, and he makes our capital the most integrated capital, and he's a numero uno. Talk about one city, this man reflects it. Thank you, Franklin. And I now have to address my very good friend as Congressman Garcia.
This is the problem here. Now, how can I follow that? Right? Okay.
Well, you're better looking than I am.
Well, I'm not going to say that much. I am pleased to be here. I love supporting the work of DC Latino Caucus. I'm very proud of Franklin. I think he's done wonders for the organization. And he's been very helpful to me on the political side, giving me advice on things that I don't think of, because I generally don't think in the same way that he does. So we complement one another. And so thank you, Franklin. This is wonderful. I love being here. I love meeting you all. I hope to continue contributing and have a wonderful holiday, and that's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much. Wait, let's go ahead and get the photo. Here, right here. Thank you so much. Here's your pin. This is a congressional pin, folks, for the District of Columbia and your mug. Yeah, ahí está.
See, Franklin is Santa Claus.
Pictures.
Okay,
Absolutely.
That'll be good.
Okay.
All right. Before I give it to Mario, I just want to recognize the member of the DC Latino Caucus board who are here. I know Ricardo Guerrero is right over there, so we want to recognize him. He's all the way on the other room. Alina Perdomo, you heard from her, she's right over here. I think we also have, obviously, Hector Rodriguez and Dr. Julia Lara are here. Mario Cristaldo is also here from the DC Latino Caucus. Anybody else? Did I miss somebody who is a current board member? Oh, Juan Camilo Barragan, our communications director, right over there. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, so I want to thank you again for being here. I'm going to turn it over now to Mario, and I hope you all have a wonderful celebration, okay? There you go, Mario.
Thank you, Franklin. Let's have a round of applause to Franklin Garcia. Thank you, Franklin. Okay, this is not the second part. This is actually the main part that we are going to be talking about. 3 great individuals who have contributed to the DC Latino Caucus in so many ways. We are talking about the folks who know their numbers, people who know people individuals who can do and run campaigns, and they are diverse, they're good listeners, and at the same time they're great contributors for the betterment of the District of Columbia.
Yeah.
So we're talking folks who are at City Council, we are talking about folks who are in the administrative part of the city, and we're talking about folks who have done both, the nonprofit side and also the government side of the district. And I'd like to call, first of all, David Meadows.
David.
David,
Thank you.
this is a token of appreciation from the DC Latino Caucus for all the good contributions. You are
Appreciate
a
it.
dear friend of us, you're a member of us, you're
Yes.
one of us, and we, through this token of appreciation, we wanted to encourage you to continue to work with us. We appreciate all you've done, not only for us, but for the District of Columbia. As part of the DC government, as part of the legislative part of the government, doing communications, making sure that we're all within the numbers. Please help me congratulate David Meadows and recognize him.
Okay. Well, I truly appreciate that. Certainly it's, Philip summed it up nicely, and I was proud to be there to vote for adding on these diversity seats, because it does take a village, and it certainly does take us all working together. We have no boundaries, and together when we work and we each share our own diverse opinions and ideas, sometimes we may disagree, but we're not disagreeable, and that's what the goal is to have everyone reflect their priorities so that we can all move forward together. And I think that's the best thing. I've been Democratic activist for a very long time now, and I truly appreciate it. I don't speak Spanish, but I believe in your rights, and I will stand up for your rights. And I just think this is mucho gusto. So thank you.
Thank you, David. And now, I like to say that as much as it's important for us to recognize folks in the legislative branch of our government, it's also important to recognize folks who have done the background, the important work, the connection, the communication among members of the community and within the Latino Caucus. Now we're more than 600 members. We're 600 strong within and growing. And that's because we have the tools, we have the knowledge through some of our members. And one of this member, this individual, Juan Camilo Barragan. He is the guy. Communications.
He looks great in the chicken suit too.
There you go. DC government. We appreciate what you've done. We thank you so much, and this is a token appreciation of all your good work with us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Please say
I want to thank everybody. For those who haven't heard, I am moving to San Francisco. Unfortunately, I am. But
after you start making all your money, our finance department will contact you.
I'm more than likely going to come back in a couple of years. But I'm excited to go over there. I'm going to miss a lot of people over here. I didn't know I was going to get this till frankly just like 2 minutes ago, so I didn't know what to say. But then I started thinking about why I'm so grateful, because a lot of you guys have had my back. I've known David, I know Franklin, I know a lot of you guys for a long time. And you guys have helped me find purpose in life. We were at DC jail with Franklin, Gabriela Mossi, and Ronald Roebuck, who you guys probably know. And I spoke. I didn't know what I was going to speak because we had like one day to come up with stuff. And I spoke about purpose. If you're in jail or whatever you're in life, you need to find a purpose. And I found it coming here. And Franklin, I just got to say, there's no bigger ally, nobody that has been my bigger friend than Franklin Garcia.
All right.
This guy, since 5.5 years ago when I came here, I didn't know anybody, and this guy said, come with me, let's get involved. You care about Latino issues? Let's go. Let's go. He introduced me to everybody. He introduced me to Angel, he introduced me to Juan Carlos, to Rodrigo, to Hector, to Mario, to all of them. So thank you. And I want to thank, I don't want to mention everybody's name, but I will mention a few because I don't want to miss anybody. I really don't. But also, we had a moment in which I was in a little bit of an uneasy position that I was put in, and who came to the rescue? There were my people that backed me. It was Franklin, it was Hector, and it was Mario. And I gotta say, it's very important for Latinos to stay together because we have to do that. And I'm just very lucky to have you guys here. You guys really do motivate people to become leaders. You guys helped. You guys help people reach their goals. So I'm very, very grateful. So
work for not only for the DC government, but also for the some of the non-profit organizations in the District of Columbia, and some of them Latino organizations. So this person, this actually is a posthumous token of appreciation for him. He was a great friend of ours, of our community, in the other communities that contribute to the betterment of the Latino community in the District of Columbia. So tonight, this appreciation goes to Angel Luis Irene. And it's good to recognize folks at any given moment, at different times, with different people. And this time, we're going to ask Rosa Rivas to come Please, Rosa, come with us. Commissioner Rivas. To take this token of appreciation on behalf of Angel Luis Irene. They worked together at Vida Senior Center for a long time, and now we wanted to say a few words and also to thank her for her leadership among us. Thank you.
Gracias a todos. En nombre de Ángel, yo creo que él está contento de recibir esto.
So I want to thank everybody. I'm going to say that Ángel should be proud of getting this recognition from you all. Thank you.
Ángel en vida pues lo recordaba a todos con mucho cariño y yo creo que hasta el último momento de su vida lo recordó a todos con mucho amor.
As you remember, Ángel was always in communication with us, and I'm sure he would be grateful to get this recognition as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias. So,
Foto.
let's take a picture.
Dame.
I'm going to go this way. Second.
Okay, cheese.
All right, wonderful.